All right, what's up, YouTube? Let's get it. I've been asked so many times, a lot of times, I'm like, hey, if I'm gonna bring back weekly analysis videos back on YouTube. Like I said, I don't plan on doing it because I already I give out weekly analysis videos on my paid Telegram chat groups for my Signal customers. So that wouldn't justify on giving you guys a full analysis, but I do plan on sharing some feedback and some thoughts and predictions where I'm seeing for Wall Street, like US 30 right here, and gold. Right, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are anticipating where gold is headed, and I'll also talk about where I think oil is headed as well. So where is USD? Where is US 30 headed? Wall Street's been up, since if you look at Wall Street, right? I mean, if you look at US 30, Dow Jones here, if you look at 2009 and up in 2020 right now, it's been up, for almost 11 years. And so it has been on this massive bullish momentum phase here. And it's been on a buy since the market had a recession in the United States, right? In 2008, right? And then 2009 was the best time to invest in stocks and buy stocks and buy the ETFs and stocks and bonds, mutual funds, all that stuff. So even life insurance too. And so if you look at this scenario, I mean, you can see how high it's been on the monthly. And the reason why I'm talking about the monthly chart is that if you want to get in right at the right time to swing long term and stack as many positions you want and make the most amount of money, like triple, quadruple your profits, because you have like 6, 10, 20 positions, whatever, on top of what you're doing, and so you're multiplying with exponential growth, right? And so this is something that you should look into, especially on the highest time frame. And this is all in TradingView, So if you look at this, I mean, US 30 has been pinned down at 29,000, right? They shot it all the way down during the pandemic, all the way down close to 18,000. So that's a 9,000 point difference, right? A drop there. And so for me personally, I wouldn't be surprised if US 30 actually retries to retest the 29,000 again, or 28.5, I guess, but I'll say 29,000 because that's where it peaked at. I'm not counting this wick here. So if you look at this, you can start seeing that eventually it's got to come back down, right? Especially if it tries to come back to retest the highest price that it's closed of this year, right? So in 2020, you can see that it hit all the way up here at 29,500, immediately shot down. You can see the bears came in, and that's two bearish engulfing candles, engulfing over the structure of this right here, of the trend, of the bullish trend. So where do I see where US 30 is headed, or where Wall Street's headed? I wouldn't be surprised if Wall Street tries to come back up before the presidential campaign. And then and then also another factor is that I would not be surprised that if they shoot Wall Street back down, if Trump doesn't get reelected, right? Remember, Trump is a businessman, always been a businessman, investor. So even though he's the president, but he's a businessman. So that's the perspective that I'm looking at right now. So, that's what I'm seeing right now for US 30. So I know I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some more, questions on, is it a good time to buy, or is it a good time to sell? At this moment, I would wait to see where this pandemic's going to bring, and also where the Federal Reserve is going to do for the third and fourth quarter of the year. That is another key factor, where if they plan on just leaving the rates unchanged at the lowest, and we'll see if that drives any buying or investing opportunity for the banks. you know, for consumer spending. So we'll see how that goes. Especially for the remainder of the summer and all the way till fall, and then into, you know, November and December would be pretty interesting to see where things are headed, especially with the presidential campaign, the election, and also, you know, where the holidays are going to have a negative impact because of what's happened this year. So just something to think about. Oil. Let's talk about oil. So oil, right, had a drastic major, right, major downfall down to zero. That was best time to buy oil. Most brokers did not allow people to buy oil at that price because they knew that was the best time to buy oil anyways. So there are some brokers that did not allow people to buy, you know, contracts or positions on oil. So just something to think about if you use, you know, Forex brokers and you try to get on a position, like a huge position on buying oil. Most of the time, they probably won't even allow it. I mean, you can see some of the regulated brokers, they may allow any the traders, especially on the Forex broker side, to actually get in when oil was at zero. So where I'm seeing for oil for the remainder of the year here for the next 5 months is that eventually it's going to come back up. I wouldn't be surprised, to my opinion, just my personal opinion, personal analysis on this, on technical analysis, probably come back to like 44 or maybe up to 52 here, you know, right before at the end of the year. And so if you look, like I said, if you look at the end of 2019, it was already at 44. And at the beginning of the year, it went up to 64. So that's a $20 price gap. So if you were to base a $20 price gap here from 40, then we'd be seeing 60. 60 would be the main price to break to come back to 76. But as of right now, it's probably going to end up consolidating because there is another oil war. And I wouldn't be surprised if oil comes back down again. Overall, oil has been on a downtrend ever since it sparked. It went all the way up to where, let's see, all the way up. I mean, look at the crash. I mean, the 2008 crash at $140 a barrel. That's pretty insane. Overall, oil has not retested the $140 price, the highest price of in the past 12 years. So just that's why you should always look at the monthly chart, so that if you really want to get in and you want to swing and you want to build that momentum of stacking these positions and building that trend and riding that trend for 6 months to a year, you can make a lot of money. I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing it on a small account. So I'm pretty sure people are gonna ask, well, what's a good size account? I'd say at least 20,000 or 30,000 or more, right? Most VIP accounts are like 25,000 or more, anyways. At least 20,000 or more, to where you could justify how many positions you want to stack and hold, you know, for the remainder of this year, if that's what you want to do, to catch some kind of trend. And so overall, like I said, for the summer so far, we've just seen a lot of consolidation. Only certain pairs have driven a trend, you know, throughout the year. Some have just been consolidating. So just something to think about, you know, on the long-term effect and where the analysis is going to take you, if that's the approach that you want to take. There's always good opportunities when you swing, but you just got to justify how long you want to hold these positions till, not how much money you want to make. We all want to make a lot of money, but we have to dive down and be more realistic on how long of a position you want to hold it till. And if you don't know how long you want to hold it till, and you're just trying to hold it just to make a quick buck, then you might as well go back to scalping. So, but I'm not talking about scalping today. Gold. Let's talk about gold here. A lot of people have been talking, been wondering where this price is headed. As of right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they drive this thing past 1,800 long term, right? I know it's been really finicky at this price right now. Not at 1,800, but at 1,700. Let's go to 4 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour here. at 1796 of today. It was just playing around right around here, you know, at 1776 and 1772. Came back at 1784, and this was a retest. It broke through, right? It broke through. It gets tricky because it's overbought, right? Everybody's saying, well, I'm using RSI and it's overbought. Yeah, it is overbought, but that doesn't mean that the price is going to stop. That's why you have to understand where price action is going. So if you're using indicators, and let's talk about indicators. Let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about indicators. Let's talk about. I'm gonna throw a MACD in here. I'm gonna throw RSI in here. I'm gonna explain this because a lot of people hop in and they use a bunch of indicators. I'm gonna throw can I throw? I'm gonna try and see if I throw a stochastic in here too, because yes, it's overbought, right? I mean, you can see on the 4-hour, you can see that stochastic's up there, RSI's up there, and MACD is starting to trickle back down, right? I mean, let's talk about the weekly here, right? I mean, same thing for the weekly, right? It's overbought on stochastic. It's overbought. I could say, yeah, it's almost overbought on RSI, and it's overbought on the MACD. And this is all default settings on the indicators. But price is still going up. How do you explain price being driven up, right? People talk about divergence. Well, I don't use divergence, but if you use the fundamental side, and if you pay attention to the news, guess what? The second wave of pandemic is giving the opportunity of gold and investors to flock to buy gold and invest in gold versus buying versus investing in riskier assets or high risk assets, right? Stocks, right? So that is another thing to pay attention to, especially if you're a fundamental trader. And on the technical side, yeah, it's overbought. I mean, what can we really do here? You have to patiently wait if you really want to sell gold. I patiently have been waiting too to see where I want to place a massive selling opportunity on gold. Okay, and you got to understand that if you use indicators and you're probably wondering why price is still going up, then you're going to have to go back and pay attention to news, right? Where the fundamentals are going to play out. Gold has been heavily driven on fundamentals for a long time, right? Let's look at the monthly chart. I think I talked about this in my previous video on the summer Forex trading, but look at gold, you know, back in 2016 and up until now, right? We knew that there was major resistance here at 1350. It breached that in mid something, I don't know, like I think April or May of 2019. Yeah, like May of 2019 and June. This was June 3rd of 2019. So this was the biggest breakout that gold had, and then from there, it's just been up. And now we're looking at a very tricky stage because there was resistance here that shot it all the way down, right? From the 1780 down to, you know, under $1,100, and then now the next one that it could probably potentially break would be 1820, and this is on the monthly chart. Let's talk about it. I think it was 1820, right? 1824. So that's all it needs to break. Once it breaches that, you gotta have to be really careful what's gonna happen to gold when it breaches that high. So like I said, there's other speculations like, well, it could repeat history. So some people are thinking that gold's gonna drive up so high, kind of like what it did here, right? Back in 2000 and all the way up here. And that was a 9-year run from 2002 to 2011. And then it trickled itself back down for 5 years. And then the remainder of the 4 years, my bad, 4 years. And then the remainder of the 4 years here, now it's back up to retest. So some people are saying that it could be a possible M structure. right? To where it would have to come back down to retest the low of the lowest price, which is 1100, right here. Some people are saying that it's gonna come and break the 1824 here on the monthly on the previous, right, 2011 price, and break for 2000 or even higher. You have two scenarios. I'm not a fortune teller, you know, and if someone is the best fortune teller, I mean, man, put his or her name on the comment, right? Right, we can only anticipate where the markets can go for so long on a daily basis. I don't, like I said, I'm not a psychic. I can't tell you if we're gonna see gold skyrocket to 2000 in the next 5 minutes. Not gonna happen, right? I'm not some like psychic here that can just say, hey, you know what? If you buy gold right now, you hold it till the next day, gold's gonna hit 2000. Now it's not that easy, guys. We can only anticipate as a trader, as an investor, right? We can only anticipate, you know, the trend. We can only anticipate the price. We can only anticipate so much on every little piece of action in trading or investing, right? Everybody wants a guarantee income. Well, guess what? You want guarantee income, you go back to your job. That's guaranteed because you're going to be working there 9 to 5 or 12 hours a day if that's what you want. So you have to understand the minimal amount of risk that you're taking in, especially in considering the fact that where gold is headed. Gold has been, like I said, to be honest, gold has been heavily driven with all the fundamentals within the past 4 years, ever since Trump's been president. So it's pretty crazy that ever since Trump's been president, gold's been up. It's just, I don't know how to explain that, but right, gold's been up, right? Trade wars that started first, oil war, I mean, a little bit of oil wars, central banks going at it, and now we got corona. Now we got the pandemic with the coronavirus for this year. It's crazy, right? It's just crazy how things are just adding up right now. But I hope like I said, I'm gonna cut this video and end this video from here. But like I said, I hope this makes sense for you guys because I'm looking at you guys, and so hope this makes sense. I hope this teaches you guys, you know, some lessons of if you want to find the opportunity of swinging and getting in and holding these positions, you know, for a 3 to 6 months or 6 months to a year. Make sure you have the capital to invest, not just to get in and try to scalp the markets right away and lose a bunch of money. And like I said, that's what I did too. But this has nothing to do with scalping, right? This is identifying the opportunity at the right time, you know, and you gotta stare at the screen if you want the right timing. That's the easiest way I can say it, right? And we can only anticipate on the timing and the position of how long we're going to hold it till if we plan on swinging. So you got to justify that, all that too. Like I said, everything goes back to the way you're thinking and how you're anticipating, right? Your mindset on where the markets are going for you and how you analyze the markets for yourself and how you see it on your points of view. So other than that, that's it, guys. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. And I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna mention something. I forgot. I can't think of it. But anyways, I'll get back to you guys within a couple of days here. Make another video for you guys on that piece, and stay close attention to gold because gold is going to be a market mover for this whole year. Wouldn't be surprised. Like I say, gold's going to make a lot of money, or gold's going to make you lose a lot of money. So pay attention to gold and pay attention to Wall Street.